Fishing in video games. It may seem like a pretty abstract concept, but there are a handful of games that just wouldn't feel the same without this unique feature. And some that would probably feel more like a game and less like a CIA torture method if they removed it. But you know what the video's about, so let's check out some examples of fishing in some of my favorite games.
And in spirit of this topic, I decided to go online and get some high quality fishing gear myself.
I'm not too well versed on brands, but it had good reviews, so I went ahead and took the leap.
Guy at the counter said that fishing with this bad boy would be child's play. Actually, now I realize that he was in fact being literal.
Ocarina of Time was super influential in the gaming space upon its release, and I have a ton of memories of playing it as a kid. Just thinking about it now fills my head with vibrant images, like the ceiling hands, and the half spider guy, and dead hand.
Actually, you know what? I'm pretty sure those are trauma responses.
This game's release also meant Zelda finally existing in a 3D environment, giving way for a bunch of new interesting dungeons and side quests. But not for me though. I said, fuck it, it's fishing time. Someone else can go and save the princess. I've got to study this guide on how to tie a fisherman's knot.
Lucky for me, my rig came with this pre-installed.
Yep, this bad boy was primed and ready, fresh out of the microplastic. So just off to the side of Lake Hylia, you can find a small building just kind of minding its own business. Going through the door reveals that this is actually a small fishing pond? Wait. So you're telling me they put a recreational fishing pond inside a giant lake? You know, a giant body of water where there's little fishies swimming all around? Look, I'm not mad. I'm just very fucking disappointed in you. Almost to the point of being mad. So for 20 rupees, we can rent a fishing pole and fish for as long as our heart desires. 20 rupees seems a bit steep at first, but hey, we fell into a recession after Ganon became a god and killed like 90% of the population. But there is good news in all this. He didn't kill the fish. Also, why is this man's armpit so itchy? I'm having second thoughts on whether or not I want to use this fishing pole now. What the hell, I already paid. He's also kind of an asshole. He confronts Link for wanting to take a little break for some fishing during his quest to save the world, which I think is a little unfair. Seriously, you go fight a literal dragon in a volcano and tell me you wouldn't rather be fishing.
Yeah, which one of us here is the legendary savior of time and hero to the people? Yeah, that's what I thought, so why don't you mind your own goddamn business and let me do my fishing?
So you cast your line out, and if a fish bites, then you have to quickly set the hook, and then it's a matter of consistently reeling so it can't get away. I gotta tell you, I am pressing the shit out of that A button right now. Also, there's a hidden secret here, and that's that there's a lure hidden somewhere in one of 4 locations. When you stumble across it though, Link will pick it up, and
Let me just stop you there for just 1 second. That is a butt toy, and I didn't realize Ocarina of Time was sponsored by Bad Dragon.
This is the sinking lure, and just as its name insists, it doesn't float. The coolest part of this minigame, though, is that there's apparently an endangered, elusive fish that can appear in this pond. Truly a once-in-a-lifetime encounter. Oh my god, there he is right there. The Hylian Loach, or as I call him, Asshole. I kid you not, if you scare him away from his starting point in the lily pads, you will have to wait a minimum of 15 minutes before you can try catching him again. Who in the hell has 15 minutes to wait for a digital fish?
Pfft, yeah, not me, that's for sure. Because it actually took 30 minutes. He got stuck in his animation swimming in circles by that log and I had to start over. I'm not even disappointed anymore. I'm just mad.
So after waiting the mandatory half of your goddamn life, this guy will swim back to the lily pads where he started. And only then do you have the opportunity to catch him again. Despite my extensive levels of frustration, when he finally bites, the game's most violent boss fight begins. In the end, the mighty Loach had been caught. I was also awarded, 50 rupees for making this incredibly rare catch. You know, after the 4 times I had to pay him to fish here in order for it to spawn.
20 rupees for admission, times 4, and yeah, he scammed me. So the fishing in this game is actually pretty enjoyable, and although it's not required to beat the game, I'd definitely go out of my way to do it anyway. That's right, I'm giving the fishing in Ocarina of Time an official fish out of 10. Dude, that eye is actually a magnet, because that makes me a magnet fisher, am I right? Next, we'll dive into a true classic with Mark Davis, the Fishing Master for the SNES.
Wow, this is actually looking a lot more official than I expected.
Holy shit, is that Mark Davis?
I have no idea who that is. I'm actually pretty impressed. There's so many options for an SNES game. This might actually be good.
So how do you like Animal Crossing?
Animal Crossing, a game released all the way back in September 2002 for the Cube.
Oh, but actually, it was released in Japan and was called Animal Forest.
Shut up! Nobody asked you. Japan's not even a real place. On a serious note, Animal Crossing is awesome because it lets you play basically however you want. Aside from the introduction, there really are no requirements looming over your playstyle. That is, as long as you don't turn the game off without saving.
Oh God, the days before autosave. Back when you could lose an entire day's session of work simply because you forgot to talk to the gyroid before closing your game. And the mole. That fucking mole, man!
Unlike Ocarina of Time, the fishing in this game doesn't run you through a rigorous test of endurance. You just kind of press the button when it does the thing and ta-da!
Wait a minute, he's back.
The towns in the original GameCube version had a few places you could go to get different types of fish, including this cute little guy right here. But wait a minute, if this is a frog, then how are there frog villagers? Why are these ones self-aware and this one just a mindless animal? Are they the same species or something else entirely? There is only one thing I know for sure.
I don't care enough to find out.
In contrast to Zelda, Animal Crossing lets you keep the fish you catch, and there are a handful of things you can do with them too. You could sell them to a raccoon who, according to Google, probably just fucking eats them, or you can imprison them in your house for decoration. What's that? Not your style? No problem. You can give them to an owl and he'll imprison them for you. Also, I'm pretty sure he eats them too.
Ah, the circle of life. Well, it's realistically more a square for them now, but...
The only real negative about Animal Crossing's fishing is that some of the fish are seasonal, which means unless you're willing to wait for each season, you can't complete the fish registry without cheating. That's all I have to say about Animal Crossing's fishing, really. It's fun and can benefit you monetarily, which is cool, but now, let's move on to something else. Something I wish I didn't have to talk about at all.
You know who likes fish? Cats. What happens to a cat that eats a lot of fish? It's big. It's a big cat. Big the cat, get it? That's our segue.
Sonic Adventure, a game with fast-paced gameplay and, well, some graphics, if you can call them that. Sonic, why are you moving your face like that? Are you okay? Should I hit the life alert button?
Sonic Adventure was Sega's attempt at capturing that open-world feeling of other games around on the market at the time. And in order to do this, they put a bunch of apes in front of keyboards and said, "Make video game, get banana."
Look, I love Sonic Adventure just as much as the next guy, but look at it. It's not exactly holding up to the standard we set back in the late 90s. Wait, Sonic, that's not what I meant by look at it. Sonic, stop! Sonic Adventure follows the individual stories of each character that was involved in the overarching story in some way or another. Unfortunately, that includes Big the Cat. Now, say what you will about the character himself, you cannot tell me his gameplay was well thought out. So if you were bad in a previous life and Satan wants to properly punish you for all of your sins, he has you play as Big the Cat. While most of the other characters in this game have crazy adventure stages where you go like super fast and race to the finish, Big the Cat has a pond. Your goal is to catch this frog who very clearly doesn't like you, and you can only do it using a fishing rod.
Huh, well maybe if I didn't sink a hook into his mouth every time I saw him, he'd be more inclined to stay a while. Just a thought.
Eventually, though, you reach an ice stage, and I'll tell you outright that this is probably the most excruciating gaming experience ever developed. In order to get here, you have to grab the little pool floaty thing so you can actually maneuver in the water, and this mechanic is the video game equivalent to stubbing your toe on a bear trap inside an active volcano. Not only does the swimming mechanic suck major ass, but the straight up goofy camera controls just add a metric ton of suck to the aforementioned ass. Seriously, trying to maneuver this map was one of the worst experiences I've ever had in a 3D space. And while I love Sonic games, this just ain't the way, Chief. Okay, there he is. Just bite the damn lure so we can get the hell out of here, Frog. Wait, no. Don't do it. Did you just snap my line? What? Was I just put at the start of the level?
Hey guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you guys really enjoyed it, please do subscribe because I plan on making a ton of content like this, maybe just a little funnier. Make sure to let me know in the comments what you guys thought, and let me know your favorite and least favorite iterations of fishing in video games, because I am dying to hear about it. Once more, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later.